Hello everybody, it is X64 back again today with another video. And today's topic, series is about a prediction series for the upcoming 3D Mario game for the Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, since we got a lot of new footage and information about Mario Odyssey during this year's E3 presentation, I figured that I should do a prediction series on the game instead of just one video for predictions like I'd done in the past. For the first part of this series, I'll be talking about the story of the game. And yes, it does seem a bit odd that I'm dedicating the first part of the series alone, just based on the story of the game. But just like Nintendo did with Zelda Breath of the Wild, they're changing up the story quite a lot. But to start off, I'll be going over how the gameplay works, or to sum it up, the controls of the game, since I think that a lot of people don't quite know and understand how the game controls. And no, by any means, I haven't even played the game myself. I'm just going off of gameplay and what people say of it throughout their gameplay sessions at E3. To start, a lot of people say that the way that Mario controls is like a combination of the controls of Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, where Mario is free to do all sorts of moves while remaining a bit slippery when it comes to moving. Mario will maintain his moveset from previous 3D titles, including the long jump, roll, ground pound, spin jump, the triple jump, and the dive. In addition, the new character called Cappy allies with Mario, and takes possession of his cap. Mario can throw Cappy as if he were a boomerang, and it can also strike certain objects and enemies to possess and take control of them. Mario can throw Cappy forward in order to perform a jump, afterwards throw it vertically and horizontally, as well as a multi-hit attack similar to the spin from Super Mario Galaxy. Mario's life meter also returns with 3 health, similar to Mario Galaxy. Another thing, there does not appear to be any lives in this game, also known as 1-ups, as Mario will instead lose 10 coins upon dying. Finally, co-op mode has been confirmed, with one player controlling Mario, and player 2 controlling Cappy. Now to actually talk about the story. First of all, the story does not take place in the Mushroom Kingdom, rather a world we are not familiar with. Reason being, Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach once again, but this time it's for an official wedding. This wedding is so official that Bowser seems to take his time and plaster posters all about his wedding all throughout these new kingdoms. And speaking of new kingdoms, Bowser is looking for different wedding pieces all throughout these new kingdoms to complete his wedding ceremony. These kingdoms in particular are where Bowser has hired the new enemies known as the Broodals. These are rabbits that were hired from the Cap Kingdom. There, as well, is where Mario finds Cappy, the new ally that helps Mario get Peach back. Again, all this information that I spoke of is information directly from Nintendo's presentation at E3 this year, which still leaves us with several questions as to why exactly Bowser wants to marry Peach. We could say that Bowser wants to marry Peach to have control over the whole Mushroom Kingdom for once and forever, along with his own kingdom to rule supreme over all. But you may ask, why and how can Bowser get away with all of this and successfully marry Peach? Well, let's turn our attention to Pauline over here. And just to mention that I am extending on the idea that the channel Nathaniel Bandy has presented to us with this idea, which I find is an amazing example to the story. Nathaniel Bandy mentions on how since Pauline is the mayor of the Metro Kingdom, or New Donk City as we know it, she could have assisted Bowser in accomplishing this wedding. This leads us to believe that Pauline is jealous of Mario and Peach's relationship and wants Mario all to herself, so Bowser can go along with his wedding. This idea makes perfect sense, and I credit Nathaniel Bandy for this idea. Some evidence that Nathaniel provided for us are lines from the new song that we heard from the new E3 trailer in form of the lyrics that are sung by Pauline, which is true, but they are directed towards Mario. Some lines being, and finally,
spin the wheel, take a chance. Every journey starts a new romance. A new world's calling out to you.
Now, these lyrics might not even be directed towards Mario and could also just have no meaning at all, as Nathaniel Bandy specified. But along with the song and the dialogue presented to us thus far throughout the game's experience, it seems that the game's plot will be a lot more complex as usual. Which brings us to the final question. If Princess Peach has control over the Mushroom Kingdom, and Pauline has control over the Metro Kingdom, could we see any other forms of royalty that could control the remaining kingdoms that we know. We could see Princess Daisy controlling over the Sand Kingdom, since that kingdom has a lot of references to Sarasa Land from Super Mario Land, the game that Daisy originates from. We could also see Rosalina taking over a Space Kingdom, which concludes this video to lead into the next video in the series, where in part 2 I will be discussing what new kingdoms might be introduced. And with that out of the way, I hope you all enjoyed today's video on the first installment of predicting Super Mario Odyssey. This is Exoid64, signing off.